of speed.
Heisman Memorial Trophy.
Bryce Young.
Roll Tide and welcome to the Crimson Tide production studio right here inside of Bryant-Denny Stadium for another episode of Tide TV This Week. I'm Kenzie Hughes, joined by my co-host Roger Hoover. Roll Tide, Roger. Glad to have you back, my man.
Yeah, good to be back in Sweet Home, Alabama. The women's basketball team has kind of kept me on the road the last few Thursdays, but good to be back at home.
A well-traveled man, and we'll get to Christy Curry's squad in a second, but this past Saturday, the second-ranked Alabama men's basketball team dropped a tough matchup on the road to Oklahoma as a part of the Big 12 Challenge.
Oklahoma was really on fire from the floor as the Sooners closed out the first half, making 13 of 14 shots from the floor. Oklahoma led 50-33 at the break, and the Sooners did not let up in the second half.
It just wasn't Alabama's day, and what can you do when the Sooners shoot almost 70% from beyond the arc as Oklahoma handed Alabama just their third loss of the season, 93-69.
You look at their games, I mean, they were right in it with all the top 25 teams they played. Texas, Baylor, Kansas, everyone. So they're a skilled team. They make open shots. You give them to them. We weren't hitting. They shot better from three than we did from the free throw line tonight. Just, to be honest with you, I don't think we've been playing great for a couple of weeks. We definitely have lost our edge a little bit, and they got us at the right time, and we got to figure out how to get it back.
And the Tide didn't fall too far in the rankings in their first loss in over a month. The Associated Press dropped the Tide just 2 spots from second to fourth, just behind Purdue, Tennessee, and Houston.
Over in the coaches' poll, the Crimson Tide fell 3 spots to fifth, the Tide behind the same 3 as the AP, and just 3 votes behind fourth-ranked Virginia.
Alabama certainly found their edge on Tuesday night against Vanderbilt in Coleman Coliseum, however.
Yes, certainly did. Alabama defeated Vanderbilt 78-66 in Nashville just 2 weeks ago, but it was no contest this time around.
That is the truth. In Coleman Coliseum on Tuesday night, Vanderbilt jumped out to an early 5-0 lead, and then the response you wanted to see from the Tide. 21 consecutive points. This Brandon Miller 3 gave the Crimson Tide their first lead of the game at 8-5, and the Tide never trailed again. In those 21 points, Alabama knocked down 5 3-pointers, including back-to-back trays from Namari Burnett to give Alabama the 21-5 lead. Alabama continued to dominate throughout the first half as the Tide ended the first 20 minutes of play on an incredible 43-10 run to lead at the break 43-15.
Alabama scored more in the second half alone than Vanderbilt did the entire game. 58 second half points, and there were some highlight moments as you would expect. Check out this slam by Brandon Miller. Charles Bedialco also had a lot of fun with a couple of alley-oops, and it wasn't just the starters. The Crimson Tide bench scored 48 points on the night as the Tide shot 46% from beyond the arc, 19 of 41 in the game, while the Commodores shot just 10% on 3 of 30 from the three-point line. It was the largest margin of victory over an SEC opponent in Alabama basketball history as the Tide rolled over the Commodores 101-44.
I think they answered the bell. They got the message. They really coached each other over the last 3 days, to be honest with you. They're a great group that kind of talked amongst themselves. This is who we want to be. This is what we got to do to get better. And they did just about all of it tonight.
What a game for the Crimson Tide. Alabama shot 59% from the field and 46% from beyond the arc. And the Tide dished out 29 assists in the game, the second most in school history. Brandon Miller led the Tide with a game-high 22 points with 8 rebounds, 3 assists, a block, and a steal.
4 others scored in double figures for Alabama. Namari Burnett shot 4 of 7 on threes as he finished with 16 points. Rylan Griffin finished with 12 and 7 rebounds, while Noah Gurley had 11 and Charles Bedialco scored 10. With the win, the Crimson Tide improved to 19-3 overall and a perfect 9-0 in SEC play.
You love to hear it, and it was a historic win for the Tide. The 57-point margin is the largest margin of victory over an SEC team in program history.
Let's take an all-access look at the historic win for the Crimson Tide in Coleman Coliseum.
But this has to be us. We play this hard. We move the ball, we're unselfish, we play this hard. But this is who we are. So for 2 months, you guys got to figure out how to keep your edge, keep yourselves motivated, and and keep it like this. This is who we got.
Three from the corner is buried by Mark Sears. Miller, Brandon left alone. That's a mistake. He'll let it fly. Beniaco. Burnett, 3, and Alabama has made 9 of their 18. My goodness, Brandon Miller. Here comes Bama. The line to Miller makes it look easy on the beautiful feed. He'll give it off, and Miller once again runs the floor. Alabama looking for the cutter. The unselfish play on the offensive end. Look out. Towards the rim. And throws it down. The dunk from Pringle. Griffin all the way. Coast to coast. Stolen. Griffin throws it home. Hurd. Open 3. Delaney Hurd. Alabama with 101 and a 101-44 victory.
Tide TV This Week is presented by the University of Alabama, where legends are made. Ford, for great offers on F-150, see your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide.
Right again. Layup up. Layup in.
We need a huge crowd to pack Coleman Coliseum.
Davis with the spin on the layup.
Right to the basket. Lays it up. Lays it in. Despite the time. Spins around the paint. Throws it up left side. Layup up. Layup in. Count it. She's fouled.
What? You better hush your mouth, girl. Ooh, stop it, Brittany.
A moment for the Crimson Tide when they needed it the most.
Full in.
Wow.
All the work they've been putting in. Absolutely great competitor. Just beautiful to watch from start to finish. Practice is paying off, and she knows it. Beautiful. It's going to be a big number. And sticks that landing. Beautiful landing. Oh my gosh. Perfect stop.
Welcome back to Tide TV This Week. You mentioned them earlier, the Alabama women's basketball team continued their 3-game stretch against ranked opponents with a matchup against number 24 Arkansas on the road this past Thursday.
The Razorbacks took an early 8-3 lead, but the Tide used a 10-3 run, highlighted by back-to-back three-pointers from Brittany Davis to take a 13-11 advantage. Alabama led 18-11 after the first period and jumped out to their biggest lead of the first half at 12 points on, yes, another three from Brittany Davis at 27-15. Arkansas would close out the half on a 7-3 run. It's got Alabama's lead to just 6 points at the half, 36-30.
The Razorbacks scored 7 straight to open the second half to take their first lead of the game since the opening minutes of the first quarter. Bama battled back and led by just 1 going into the final period. With Bama up by 3 with just over 30 seconds to go, Michaela Daniels tied the game with this 3 to make it 66-all. But then, with the clock winding down, Hannah Barber with the pass from Loyal McQueen absolutely drained the shot from beyond the arc for the game winner. That made it 69-66, and that would be the final as the Tide snapped a 5-game losing streak to the Hogs.
All night long, we just sustained runs, had some, they shot a lot more free throws. It just seemed like our backs were against the wall and they just continued to fight and stay together. All 9 kids and Meg, just tremendous energy in all areas, and everybody made so many plays and just did the little things that can make a big difference for you to win on the road and stayed together. So couldn't be prouder of a bunch of people. They just continue to step up when it's hard, and the harder it gets, the harder they go.
The win improved the Crimson Tide's record to 16-5 overall and 5-3 in SEC play.
Quite the hot start, so let's take an all-access look at the Tide's big 69-66 win over number 24 Arkansas.
Let's go. Let's play hard. Let's play smart. And let's play together. Here we go, y'all. Roll Tide. Roll Tide.
This
This game is a game that will have ramifications for what's coming up in March. Tonight, it's the Alabama Crimson Tide on the road to face the 24th ranked Arkansas Razorbacks. Sarah Ashley Barker starts to drive in, bumps it out to Nye, who buries a three-pointer. To Barber, driving, 5 left in the shot clock, a left side layup, good. And on the right wing, here comes a three-pointer by Brittany Davis, that's perfect. Top of the key, contested 3, bottom to the left side, her shot blocked, and emphatic blocked by Aaliyah Nye. It is Barber, top of the key with a 3, swish. Hannah from Homewood with a three-pointer, intended for Rice, goes to Barker, then back to the right block, and a right side layup, good. Spinning, Rice spins, puts it up, and it rattles home. From the right wing, Brittany Davis makes it Alabama 27, Arkansas 15. To the left corner, here comes a Weathers 3. Bottom. Carly Weathers with a three-pointer. McQueen attacking the paint, bounce pass to Cunningham, left block, left side layup, good. Bama's back in front. Alabama, thanks to Ryan Cobbins, now in front 47-43. And finally tonight, right block, right side layup, good. Good. Weathers is there, the rebound, the right side layup, good. The hustle from the freshman by Barker, and then it's finally stolen away by Brittany Davis. No one in front. Davis driving, left side layup, yes. And tiptoes in the paint, gives to Barker, driving, right side layup, yes. Sarah Ashley Barker making Poffenberger driving, puts it up, puts it in, banks in her shot. Loyal McQueen, shot clock driving in, right side layup, banks in. It's always Brittany Davis.
We need to be patient, settle down. We need to execute second screens. We have to be more aggressive.
Poffenberger's pass is tipped, stolen by Hannah Barber. She the game-winning 3, she gets the game-winning stop, and Alabama will win in Fayetteville, 69-66, the final score. Alabama wins in Fayetteville. Tonight's final score from the Ozarks, it's Alabama 69, the Arkansas Razorbacks 66. What a celebration, a huge win for Christy Curry's squad on the road in Fayetteville, and what was their reward for being beating the 24th ranked Razorbacks?
Other than ice cream, because you know on road victories we get ice cream, but they then had a matchup with #1 South Carolina this past Sunday. Alabama hung tough with the top-ranked team in the nation. South Carolina led by just 2 after the first period, with the Gamecocks holding a 33-26 lead at the half.
Alabama cut the Gamecocks' lead to just 4 in the third on 2 occasions, but South Carolina showed why they're the top team in the country as they pulled away in the fourth for the 65-52 win. Alabama held #1 South Carolina to their lowest point total in an SEC matchup so far this year.
That's right, and Sarah Ashley Barker led the Tide with 15, while Brittany Davis finished with 13. Alabama returns to action this Sunday as the Tide travels to Columbia to take on the Missouri Tigers.
TideTV This Week is presented by Ford. For great offers on F-150, see your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide, the University of Alabama, where legends are made.
What a moment for the Crimson Tide when they needed it the most.
Pull in.
Wow.
All the work they've been putting in. Absolute great competitor. Just beautiful to watch from start to finish. Practice is paying off, and she knows it. Beautiful. It's going to be a big number. And sticks that landing. Beautiful landing. Oh my gosh. Perfect stop.
Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that is your ball. Swing, miss, ball game.
Are you kidding me? Here comes Kim Garvin. Alabama wins.
How about some noise at the Rhodes House? Sliding in around the tag is Dowling.
Ashley Prangy. And Alabama takes the lead.
That's well hit to center.
Montana Fouts got her.
Jenna Johnson. Perfectly executed.
She's looking for more. That's gone. Alabama answers right back to grab the lead.
Welcome back to TideTV This Week. The 13th ranked Alabama gymnastics team hit the road this past Friday night as the Tide traveled to Lexington to take on #10 Kentucky.
Makari Doggett led the Crimson Tide, scoring her second career perfect 10 on the uneven bars. That helped the Crimson Tide total its 5th highest uneven bar score in program history, 49-625, and its highest at an away meet during the regular season in Alabama history.
Alabama posted a 49-250 on the vault, again led by Doggett with a 9925. Lily Hudson scored a 9925, and Gabby Gladio posted a 99 to lead the Tide to a 49.275 on floor exercise to keep the meet close after 3 rotations. Blanco and Hudson posted matching 995s on balance beam to close out the night for the Tide, finishing with a 49.225 rotation total on the event.
Despite earning a season-best score for the Crimson Tide, the Wildcats posted their top score in program history to pull out the victory, 197-825 to 197-375.
This Friday night, Coach Johnston's squad takes on Auburn for their Power of Pink match, and next Saturday, the Tide travels to Fort Worth, Texas for the Metroplex Challenge.
Roll Tide to them. The Alabama softball team is set to begin their season next weekend. We'll visit with head coach Patrick Murphy when we return. That and more coming up next, right here on Tide TV This Week.
Great competitor, just beautiful to watch from start to finish. Practice is paying off, and she knows it. Beautiful. It's going to be a big number. And sticks that landing. Beautiful landing. Oh my gosh. Perfect stop.
Right again. Play up up. Play up in.
We need a huge crowd to pack Coleman Coliseum.
Davis with the spin on the layup.
Right to the basket, lays it up, lays it in, despite the contact. Around the paint, throws it up left side, layup up, layup in, count it, she's fouled. What? You better hush your mouth, girl.
Ooh, stop it, Brittany.
Welcome back to Tide TV This Week. The Alabama men's tennis team was at home this past Saturday as George Husak's squad hosted Michigan State.
And it was a clean sweep for the Crimson Tide. Alabama won the doubles point and then swept all singles matches for the 7-0 win. The win was the men's second consecutive 7-0 victory as the Crimson Tide improved to 5-0 on the season, best start since 2019.
Also, the Alabama women's tennis team picked up a win on the weekend. Jenny Mine's squad headed out west to San Diego, where they dropped their first match to San Diego State on Friday, 4-3. But they bounced back on Saturday with the big 6-1 win over UC San Diego.
And the Alabama track and field team is continuing their success from the fall. The women are still ranked 4th in the nation in this week's rankings.
And after a great meet this past weekend in Clemson, the men jumped into the rankings as number 10 this week. The Alabama is only one of 5 schools to have both the men's and women's program ranked inside the top 10.
Congratulations to the Crimson Tide track and field teams, and congratulations to former Alabama softball national champion Jackie Trainin. She was selected to the SEC 2023 Class of Women's Legends. Trainin will be honored at this year's SEC Women's Basketball Tournament.
You love to see women in sports, and congratulations to Jackie. She's one of the best to ever suit up for the Alabama softball team.
Really was, and she helped the Crimson Tide win their first national championship back in 2012. Patrick Murphy's squad is gearing up for the 2023 season, and our Delaney Jones joins us now along with Coach Murphy to talk about the upcoming season.
Excited to have you in the studio today with us, Coach Murphy. Montana Fouts is making her return for her 5th season. What does it mean to have her back on the mound, and how important is the veteran leadership that she brings to this team both on and off the field?
Well, I wish you could know her like I do. She is just one of the best people we've ever had in our program. She's one of the hardest workers. She's going to walk away from Alabama with 2 degrees. She's going to be set for life in terms of education. And then on top of all that, she's a heck of a good softball pitcher. So her leadership, her experience, all the things that she's done internationally with Team USA, it brings so much to the table. I can't even mention all of it.
Lance McMahon is a new addition to the pitching staff this season. Walk me through his hiring process and how he's working with the pitchers this year.
Well, he's been a great addition, and obviously we're really happy for Steph, who got her first head job at Memphis. But his Power 5 experience kind of put him above everybody. First, he was a great person. I think the young ladies have really adapted to him and his style. And, you know, everybody brings something different to the table. And he's bringing some different things to the table that, you know, maybe some of the pitchers needed. And but he's gotten along with everybody, and we're really, really happy that he's here.
You have a lot of experienced players in different areas of the field this season. Walk me through how you're working with them, and then what are you looking to see them improve on from last season?
Well, you know, I was looking at the roster with my SID, Nathan Sheehan, this morning, and the 4 seniors, they're all in grad school, and this is just to have their experience, their knowledge of the game, and one of the best parts about it, they're all passing it along. So their legacies are getting formed right now in terms of what they're sharing with the younger kids, because that's going to continue through the program for years and years and years. So when the freshmen become seniors, they're going to remember the things that our seniors this year taught them. So then it just becomes this cycle of good things that are going to happen in our program.
Now, going off of that, you have 5 freshmen joining the team this season, including the #1 ranked recruit in the class of 2023. What are you hoping to see from them out on the field?
Well, first of all, I appreciate that because I love all of them. They're all adding something different to the program. We've got speed, we've got power, we've got infield, we've got outfielders, we've got a catcher. #1 is probably energy, passion for the game. They go all out all the time. Just the love of the game is really refreshing to see from all of them.
The team's first tournament is coming up next weekend against Lehigh and Georgia Southern. How are you preparing the team, and what are you most excited about on game day?
Well, first, those 2 schools, great coaches at both schools. We're just excited to see somebody different. One thing that I'm really excited about is we have a bunch of athletes. So we did a list at the beginning of the year, and we had each kid listed and what her possible positions could be. And a lot of them had 3. So my job right now is to make sure that every young lady is comfortable with whatever position we had written down for her.
Well, thanks for coming in and talking with us today, Coach. Good luck on the rest of the season. I can't wait to watch some softball, and roll Tide.
Hey, thanks a lot. Roll Tide.
How about some noise at the Rhodes House? Sliding in around the tag is Dowling.
Ashley Prangy, and Alabama takes the lead. That's well hit to center. The Montana Fouts got her.
Jenna Johnson. Perfectly executed.
She's looking for more. That's gone. Alabama answers right back to grab the lead.
Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that is your ball. Swing, miss, ball game.
Hammeter puts it into play.
Are you kidding me? Struck him out looking with a fastball.
Spectacular.
In the dirt. Here comes Ken Jarvis. Alabama wins. McQueen on the left wing. Drove in for a moment. Now passes on the left wing to Barber. A 3-pointer up. A 3-pointer in. Shanna from Homewood with 8 seconds to go has given Alabama a 69-66 lead.
Also, again, we love seeing big skills connected like that. You get bonus points. It helps you get your start value to a 10.0. And the goal is to have the least amount of deductions from that 10, which this routine was fantastic.
There's some hard hats might get issued after that hustle play. Bama, Miller, yes.
Big thing is Dan Robbins is back in the game. But that's not the way to welcome him back, Charles Bediaco.
And a commanding lead. JQ with it, throwing a lot. Bediaco the flush.
And they are well on their way.
Brandon Miller, Tomahawk style.
Welcome back to TideTV This Week. Those were our ATI Plays of the Week. Now let's take a look at our Players of the Week, brought to you by Legacy of Hope.
Starting off with Brandon Miller. He led the Crimson Tide in their largest margin of victory over an SEC team in school history. Miller led the game Tide with a game-high 22 points to go along with 8 rebounds in the 101-44 win over Vanderbilt.
Brittany Davis had a game-high 22 points as well in the Tide's big 69-66 road win over 24th-ranked Arkansas.
And Makari Doggett was perfect in the Tide's meet against Kentucky. Doggett scored her second career perfect 10 on the uneven bars. Doggett also finished with a 9.925 on the vault. Gym Tide's really been exciting to watch lately,
Absolutely.
I'll tell you that. But congratulations to our Legacy of Hope Players of the Week. And Roger, congratulations to several former Crimson Tide football players as they will be playing in the Super Bowl next weekend.
Yes, Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, Josh Jobe, and Landon Dickerson will represent the Tide as they play in next weekend's Super Bowl for the Philadelphia Eagles, the champions of the NFC.
That's right. And the Tide will have 12, count them, 12 in the Pro Bowl, Roger. That's the most ever for one collegiate team. Along with that, Jalen Hurts is also a finalist for this year's NFL MVP award.
And congratulations to former Crimson Tide linebacker DeMeco Ryans. He has been named head coach of the Houston Texans. He has spent the past 5 seasons on the coaching staff with the San Francisco 49ers, the past 2 as the defensive coordinator.
The Bessemer, Alabama native played in the NFL for 10 seasons and was a star linebacker with the Crimson Tide from 2002 through 2005. He was named the SEC's Defensive Player of the Year in 2005.
He's one of the best. Congratulations to DeMeco, one of the best ever again to play for the Crimson Tide, and a great all-around person as well.
True that. They say this is where legends are made, and our alumni are absolutely proving that to be true. And you really love to see guys like him get those kinds of opportunities. But, well, we'll talk about it more next week. So thanks for watching this week's episode.
Absolutely. We hope you enjoyed it. We look forward to seeing you back here next week for another edition of Tide TV This Week. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Jinx.
Roll Tide again.
This has been a presentation from Learfield,